Now I'd like to introduce St. Clair County Board Chairman Mark Kern. Mark's going to give us his Illinois perspective on the future of transit in the region.
I'd like to first of all, thank the CMT board and congratulate them on their 30th anniversary and all of our 30th anniversary with transit. We started with Metro and we continue today in a great way. My table emptied out not because I got up here to speak, but because Dolores Lizakowski and her group had to go back to run the Redbird Express for the ball game. So we do love you here in St. Louis, and we love our baseball team. I'm glad I got up here before Mayor Slay. Speaking of sports, I'm going to be the first one to say the Rams are going to make the playoffs this year. Sorry to steal your thunder, Mayor. So we're here talking about transportation. We all know that transportation is the second highest cost that we all have in our lives. And so access to affordable transportation is what it's going to take to grow this area. It's about jobs. And whether we're in Illinois and we talk about Scott Air Force Base or East St. Louis or the communities in between, they all rely on transportation to get to jobs and to get to commerce. Mayor Slay gets it, the Secretary gets it, our President gets it, Claire McCaskill gets it. Today, with a big announcement on the Cortex station, the Sarah station, things are happening. John Nations gets it. And so, and Governor Quinn, our governor in the state of Illinois, gets it. He funds transit on our side of the river. We're very fortunate that we get state funding to help us with Metro. But this isn't a new idea. We're sitting here in the Statler Hotel, or what was the Statler Hotel. It sits here because of Union Station, and because this is where rail came. When you wanted to go to Chicago from the area, you got to Union Station and you went to Chicago. Right now we're talking about high-speed rail to take us where? To Chicago. So the template is there. In Illinois, when we wanted to go to St. Louis, what do? We got on a streetcar. We got on a trolley. In Missouri, my grandmother's grandfather was a streetcar operator on the Hodemont line. So I know the same thing happened here in Missouri. You got on a streetcar, and it took you to jobs, it took you to commerce, it took you where you needed to go. So the template's there, but we've got to correct some mistakes that were made. So it was popular back in the 50s and the 60s to make passes at communities, and whether it was a bypass or an overpass, they would tend to go around or they'd go over. Well, now we've got to get to the point where we're going back through again. So we're putting stations in neighborhoods where people who are seeking transportation to get to jobs, to get to commerce, live and work. And that's big, and that's why you're here, and it's extremely important that we realize that we're talking about economic justice. We're talking about giving people a chance and an opportunity to get to jobs and commerce so they can make a way for themselves and for their families, and whether it's getting to educational opportunities or getting to work, rebuilding these job centers is what we have to do, whether it's Missouri, Illinois. We're all together in this battle. We need to get together and fight for the funding it's going to take to make it happen, because if we make it happen, we make this region stronger. Thank you.